welcome back to the B4 podcast, the podcast where we celebrate Beverly turning 400, and I somehow become less prepared each and every episode. I'm your host, Lindsay Barth. Today, I'm recording, as always, in the BevCam podcast studio on Cabot Street, and to be completely honest, I didn't even know who I would be interviewing when I walked in the door, but what I did know was that it was going to be one of our friends from BevCam itself. BevCam, for those who do not know, is Beverly's nonprofit community media center. If you've ever streamed a city council meeting, or you were forced to watch your friend's kid's basketball game, or if you're just listening to this right now, you've been watching and listening via BevCam's platforms. But why am I telling you what BevCam is when I have a guest here who can probably speak to it far better than I? Welcome to the show, Rob Chapman.
Thank you. Although I don't know if I could do much better than that. I thought that was very well put.
Well, thank you for being on the show, and thanks for jumping on the show with me today. I will offer this disclaimer for anyone listening. Rob has not been prepared for the show at all. And usually I'm a very kind host, and I send along questions well in advance to my guests.
I'm sitting here ready to take the hard-hitting questions.
Excellent. Good, because I'm going to ambush you real hard.
There you go. Ready. Bring it on.
All right, Rob, BevCam, give us the elevator pitch. What is BevCam? What does it do? And what do you do?
So I am the executive director of BevCam, which basically means that I make sure that the resources are dedicated to whatever might be needed by the community. So we look at things that are typical community media things would be that we're going to cover local municipal meetings. So we're there at the city council meeting every time they have it, and we have somebody there to tape it and distribute it out to the world so that they can watch and see what's happening at their city council meeting. We also do local sports. We do the school board meeting. We, any sort of events out in the community. We're prepping for the big game on Thanksgiving between Salem and Beverly. We're also prepping for the holiday parade that's coming up on Sunday after. So
that's right.
So the technicians, I was over there talking today. It's like, are we prepared? What do we got? What do we got to test?
Awesome.
We also have opened up the downtown location where we're doing a lot of podcasting, for one thing. We've been getting very popular. Very many people have been excited about doing their own podcasts.
Absolutely.
We do trainings here. For instance, this evening, our education manager, Amanda, will be doing an intro to podcasting workshop. So we have,
I should take that.
Yeah, absolutely. She's here tonight at 6 o'clock. So if you're free, obviously this podcast will be going out after that, but there's always workshops going on from, Levi is one of our staff who's been doing how to use any camera. I do an introduction to BevCam, where I just kind of talk about how we're funded, what we do every month on the first Wednesday. So we're looking at Wednesday night as sort of our workshop evening.
Nice.
We're now open, here at 261 Cabot from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m.
Wow.
So anybody who just kind of wants to stop by, have a question, ask anything, we're here. The staff is great. They'll answer the questions. If they can't answer it, they'll let me know so that we can find an answer. So it's it's just kind of a place where people can have the ability to talk to the community, to talk about things that are affecting them, know what's going on in the community, get information about what's going on in their community, seeing what events are happening in their community. So that's really what the community media nonprofit world is.
That is so cool. And we're so lucky to have it, especially downtown. I love this new studio. What a cool space.
It's very exciting to be down there. When I first took the job, which has now been almost 3.5 years, the board immediately started talking about, we need a location downtown. And I was like, well, okay, it's expensive. Mm-hmm. So we looked at it, and this place opened up, and we swarmed in like the day after we heard that New Leaf was going to be leaving.
That's right, yeah.
And the landlords here were very excited about it not being another store. They were excited that it was a community nonprofit organization that would be taking up space. So we quickly signed a lease and started renovating the place and getting it fitted up to be able to do the things that we do here.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, it just brings a cool vibe to the downtown. It's a really cool thing to have accessible to the community. And I just have to say, your staff is the friendliest, coolest people I've met in Beverly. What a crew.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They're awesome to work with. And I am very happy who have brought them on. Many of the people that were on staff when I came on have moved on. hopefully to good places. I know they've gone on to good places, like Robert Dokes, who took care of the sports, moved on to Fordham University.
Nice.
Matt's now working for Cablecast, which does the servers that provide the cable channels with the programming that we do. So I got to hire new people, and I got to bring on some really cool people who are excited about community media. They are just a great group of people to work with, and very friendly and open to just kind of any sort of question you might have.
That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're lucky to have you. And how did you get involved? And you said you stepped in about 3 years ago. Where did you come from?
Oh my.
Where'd you go?
So I'm now working on my 4th decade in community media. My degree is actually in theater. So
Okay.
Theater
See
doesn't
some crossover.
Yeah, theater doesn't pay the bills as well, and I did theater because I loved theater, but I wasn't really, I didn't consider myself an actor. So I sort of stayed behind the scenes, did technical theater, directed a number of shows.
Cool.
But as I got out of it, and I was augmenting by working odd jobs, working as an electrician or something like that. Actually, I started in college as an electrical engineer.
Oh, wow. Okay, so like electrician, you weren't just like freelance.
No,
just
no,
trying it out.
But
You knew how to do things.
But electrical engineer. When I by the sophomore year, I realized that they were coming in with like the NSA saying, it's National Security Agency, work for us. And I'm like, well, what am I going to be doing with this degree except designing circuits for security aid? And it didn't appeal to me. So I've been spending most of my time in theater. I had done a lot of theater in high school, so I got the degree in theater, but. It didn't pay. I was up in Vermont. I grew up in Vermont. I'm from Vermont. So there's not a lot of theater up there that's actually going to make any money. So I was doing odd jobs, working as a stagehand and as an electrician, wiring houses and stuff like that. And then the opportunity came up to do a comedy variety show, a public access show, with a bunch of my theater friends. We had started a small theater group in Burlington called Garage Theater, where we were like, it's just friends of ours from the University of Vermont that were the theater department that were like, let's do theater. And we, we're like not interested in making money. It was like, let's just get some cardboard and write some stuff, some skits or something like that. A lot of fun. And so out of that came the idea like, let's do it on public access. So there was a public access station in Burlington, and we developed a live comedy variety show.
Nice.
So, I had 3 great people who could write comedy. So I was taking care of the sort of production and directing it and getting everybody lined up. And then we started doing it, and it was a lot of fun, But it was exciting. We did it live. So if we made mistakes or something like that, and we made a lot of mistakes in the booth. Every time we had musical guests that would come on, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'd never realized how hard it is to mic a band.
Yeah.
When you're doing theater, it's just like, start singing and you can hear it in the back of the theater. Mm-hmm. But when you're doing video, it's the microphones have to work, or, it's just terrible. It's not, there were many times where the band was just not happy with the fact that the audio was, you couldn't hear the lead singer or something like that. So I learned a lot on the fly about video production. And then the job opened up to become the production technician for the local access station there. And I said, well, I could do that. I had a real job with benefits and stuff like that. So it's probably time for me to do that.
Sure.
So this was 1992. I'm aging myself, so
It was a great year.
It was a good year. Do you remember? You don't.
I thought it was a great year.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Kindergarten was amazing.
Yeah, I was going to say, Lindsay, were you even born in 1992?
Yes, I was.
All right.
My sister was too, but she was only 1.
Yeah. Got involved in public access, took the job, and from there, just loved it. It appealed to my civic mindedness. It appealed to my production, teaching people how to create video. It was a different world. In 1992, we were working on 3/4-inch videotape. And through the years, I've just fell in love with it and moved up through the ranks. In 97, I got my first job as the executive director of an access station in Monrovia, California. So I picked up and moved to California, drove across country.
Wow.
And started the job there. They surprisingly hired me. I was like, how old? I was, maybe in my mid-30s or something like that. And they took a chance on some Vermont guy to come out and run the station.
I love that.
So for 3 years, I ran the station out there, and then I got married, and my wife moved out there with me. But she wanted to raise a family, and she wanted to raise a family back in Vermont. And I'm like, well, if I can make the money that I'm making here, or put a number on it, And lo and behold, I got 2 offers at the Access Centers back in Vermont. So I actually went back to the Access Center that I was working at in Burlington and took over as the leader and set up the nonprofit that became Vermont Community Access Media
Wow.
in Burlington. So we set up a new facility in the south end of Burlington, which was really state-of-the-art, funky, cool art space where we would hang art and sort of encourage people. I don't know if you get up to Burlington very much, but there's an event in the weekend after Labor Day called the South End Art Hop, where the whole south end of Burlington just opens up the galleries and everybody just kind of walks around and gets to check out really amazing art.
Wow, that's great.
Very
Sounds a little bit like something we just had here in Beverly.
Yes, there are some similarities as to Beverly as to Burlington. So I was involved in Access for many years up there, and then took the job in Montpelier. So I was working at the State House, the state capital of Vermont. Spent 10 years there because my wife wanted to take over her parents' restaurant that she was doing, a pizzeria or something like that.
Ooh.
So my kids finished school, and then it was time. I'm like, all right, now, I've been working with the Alliance for Community Media, which is the advocacy group for Access Centers. And I'd met a lot of people from the Massachusetts area. And I said, maybe it's time to think about moving down to a bigger city. So I started applying for jobs, and they, for some reason, hired me at BevCam. And I'm very grateful for that because I have really fell in love with this community, fell in love with the people that are here. It's just the location. I'm like, the fact that I'm a half an hour train ride into the city when I want to be, but at the same time I can go north and I'm into what I call horse country, where it's beautiful, pastoral and it's country, and I can go for hikes. And I've just determined that Cape Ann is so much better than Cape Cod. It's just,
yes,
I'm like,
absolutely.
Cape Cod is just crowded and busy and just forever to get to P-Town.
Listen, I'm a South Shore girl, and I fully subscribe to that statement.
Yeah, I've just really fell in love with Gloucester and Rockport, and just, when I have friends come down, I'm like, let me take you on the drive. This is just 127 to go around, and they're just like, stunning.
It's beautiful. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy you landed here in Beverly. It's pretty awesome. You've loved it so far.
So far? Why did you say that?
I don't know.
Is there something around the corner that I should know
Beverly
about?
400 is around the corner. How did you get involved in this, Rob? How did you get roped into Beverly 400?
I'm just looking for opportunities to be able to meet people, to help, do what I can. When I was found out about it, I'm like, I will offer myself up. I can do. I think Todd came in and started looking at the space here that we have, was kind of interested in how to capitalize on this space. Do we put up a little displays and stuff like that? And I said, anything that I can do to help. So I got on the committee and bring whatever I can to sort of help out. Do a lot of work on, I set up the Google account so that we could have a YouTube streaming and stuff like that.
Yes, thank you.
We talked about this podcast, let's do a podcast. We've talked about, can we archive stuff in video? How do we make sure that, this is captured, and recorded so that we have a history that'll, in 400 years from now, we can look back at what Beverly was like in 2025.
Thinking about someone listening to this podcast in 400 years is terrifying. But thank you. And it does feel like such a natural partnership. Beverly 400, BevCam. I mean, I feel like Beverly 400 at the end of the day is really a lot about storytelling and capturing this moment and sort of like a little time capsule of like, what is Beverly right now? What has it been? So do you have like a grand plan on how you're going to document all of this? Are you guys talking about this in meetings?
We do talk about it at meetings, just getting cameras to be at places and getting a camera operator there to kind of capture it. I mean, we're talking about the big Hannah thing that's happening in the harbor. That's, so all these cool events that are coming up, let's make sure we capture this so that people will have a record of it.
Yeah.
And how do we do that so that it's well produced, if the audio is good and everything like that? So my staff will be there and we'll look at it. And sometimes it's just putting a TV somewhere that somebody can actually watch a presentation or something like that. So anything that has to do with audio, video, and digital storytelling, we're there trying to help out.
That's awesome. That's great. Well, in your 3 years, I know you're falling in love with the Beverly-ness of Beverly, the kooky, crazy Beverly.
Yeah.
What is the most Beverly thing you've ever captured on camera at BevCam?
Well, we did a thing recently where and staff was out, and it had to do with Pepe the horse.
Oh, yeah. Our mayor of Beverly. M-A-R-E.
It was just so kooky and crazy. And one of my staff person, John, he edited a whole video. He wrote a song about Pepe and created the video.
Oh, I saw that video.
Yes.
Okay, you know what? That might be the kookiest thing I've ever seen on BevCam.
It was, and it blew up on the social media. People kind of just, and I'm like, that was pretty interesting, you know, and it captured a lot of that kookiness that you get.
Yeah.
You know, I often tell my friends in Vermont about, they still think I live in Salem, and I'm like, no. I don't live in Salem, and they know about Salem. I live in Beverly, and there's a difference, obviously. You know, it's just like you go to Salem. When I'm I'm walking through Salem, I'm like, different people here than we are in Beverly. So there's a real difference, and I try to tell people, you know, you can go to Salem, but come to Beverly, you know, and just check out the great restaurants or the art scene, you know, the Cabot Theater, even the North Shore Music Theater. You know, it's got a lot really going for it.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's right on the harbor. It's just a beautiful city.
It really is.
In my apartment, I actually get to look at the harbor. I look at the Essex Bridge.
Ooh,
I look at Salem, and I'm watching. I'm like, I don't live in Salem, but I can see it from my bedroom. You know.
Yeah. Well, we're happy to have you on the Beverly side.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
When it comes to Beverly 400 and all the celebrations we have planned, I know we've been sitting in the board meetings. We know everything coming up. What are you most excited about seeing?
Well, I did mention that the Harbor Hannah thing. You know, it's just a history that I'm learning about. I'm like, everybody, you know, when I first got here, people talked about Hannah and something like that.
So this is the reenactment of the battle of the schooner Hannah.
Yep.
I don't know who she was battling, but we're going to find out.
We're going to find out. It's interesting. When I often drive from Vermont, from Burlington down to the city, I drive through a place in Whitehall, New York. And every time I drive through Whitehall, New York, there's a sign that says the birthplace of the United States Navy.
That's a lie.
Those liars. When I got to Beverly, and I heard that there was an argument between Beverly and Marblehead, I guess, as to which was it is, I'm like, you're both wrong. It's Whitehall, New York.
Oh.
But you know, the history of the harbor and the connection to the how long it's been here. I actually have been doing some ancestry stuff, and I've learned that I have ancestors from here.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm actually a descendant from one of the witches, Rebecca Nurse.
Stop.
I am.
Really?
I am.
That's
She is my
awesome.
great grandmother.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yes. So it's there, and you know, there's other people that So obviously, my European blood comes through this area. So it's just really kind of nice to connect to the history. So.
Amazing.
The history stuff really kind of appeals to me. Although I am also interested, I understand that you're curating movies that have been shot.
Beverly in the movies.
Yeah.
It's going to be it's not historical in any way. It doesn't really tell you much about Beverly, but it's all movies that were filmed in Beverly, because weirdly enough, we have a lot of them.
Yes.
And it's just so cool to be able to watch a movie that, it's having its own story and its own plot, but all of a sudden you see Gloria's in the background. You're like, oh good. So one of my favorite movies was Coda, which was filmed here. Yes.
And when I learned that the Briscoe School was used as a location, I'm like, I have to rewatch that movie to get it.
Yeah.
And then I was watching some movie, David Mamet's Estate in Maine, which is placed in Vermont, but it was shot down here. Mm-hmm. So I started seeing locations like that. I'm like, that's not a Vermont train, that Amtrak train, that's the T.
Yeah.
I know that train. So it was just kind of fun.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of industry that's really kind of come through here. So I'm excited to see the movies that you're curating or bringing through. So.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And it's going to be an interactive sort of film series. We want folks to be, pointing and shouting when they see scenes from Beverly. It'll almost be like a bingo sheet. I think we might even make a bingo card for this.
Cool.
So it'll be fun. Yeah.
And I like what Jen's been working with on the storytelling and capturing those stories. So, supporting that and just kind of if you have a story about what your life or a memory of Beverly, how does it impact you? How does it speak to you? How does it speak to people hundreds of years from now?
I know, that's going to be really cool. So you're partnering with Historic Beverly and the Historic Committee through Beverly 400 to sort of help capture these stories?
Yeah, and whatever we can do to help
amazing.
capture those stories. It's like Jen's taking the lead on it, so she's so I think that's really kind of cool too. Is just what capturing. That's kind of what BevCam, you capture events. I mean, you capture what's going on in the community, and it's there forever. So that's why I was excited to move some of that archiving, or some of that stuff will be on the YouTube page that we set up for Beverly 400. So it'll live there until, I guess, Google goes away, which can't even imagine Google going away.
Maybe next year. I don't know. We'll have it for a little bit.
We'll have it for a little bit.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, in terms of like the community coming in and being a part of Beverly 400 and BevCam and everything, how can folks get involved with BevCam? How can folks support BevCam? You are a nonprofit.
We are, yeah.
So how do people get involved?
So we are a 501c3, so we're a charitable organization. So any donations are always appreciated. We're just working on our first capital campaign.
Ooh.
So we get funded through cable subscribers, which people are dropping off. People are cutting the cord. So we're seeing our funding go down. So we're actually starting to look at how do we diversify our funding. And one of the biggest things we did this year was to increase the price of membership. And membership, there are different opportunities for membership. Mostly people who may not want to use the facilities or anything, if they want to take out a camera or something like that. They become a member. It's really reasonable for an individual. It's $49 a year, and you get to use the podcast studio, or you get to use the edit station, and you get to take out cameras and stuff like that. It was a talk that we had with the board last year about raising the prices. They hadn't been raised in 20 years. And the board was really kind of worried that people and it's really not the case. People come in and are like, this is a lot you get for that price.
Absolutely.
So becoming a member, and we've actually just added a supporting membership. So if you are not necessarily somebody who wants to come and create content, but if you're somebody who actually watches BevCam and appreciates what BevCam is providing as far as what's going on in the community, you can become a supporting member for $10 a month. And so there's opportunities, and it's all tax deductible. So
that's great.
It is a point where we're actually trying to work and talk and ask and learn how to ask for money. So thanks for the opportunity, Lindsay.
It's a skill.
Yeah.
That's great. Are you seeing a good community response from all these ways that folks can support?
The membership has really been getting a good response. The mailing is going out hopefully next week. We'll be doing the the annual campaign.
Nice.
We'll hopefully see some kind of response. It's every time we've asked, we've gotten good responses. We did one when we set up the downtown here. We did a capital campaign to help support, and we said, can we raise $10,000 for the new location downtown? And we were able to do that. So there's definitely people out there that are supported and appreciate and love BevCam. So we're glad of it.
Oh, good. That's great. Good to hear. And I know we have the holiday parade coming up right next week. It's next week.
It's a week from Sunday, yeah.
Okay, yes. So next week is Thanksgiving, and then the Sunday after Thanksgiving is the Beverly Holiday Parade.
Live on BevCam.
Live on BevCam. So where can people watch that?
So it'll be streamed on YouTube. It'll also be on the probably the public access channel. So
amazing. Great. Well, I hope a lot of people show up, but if you can't show up, I hope you tune in because it'll be there, and it's a fun time. Beverly 400 and the big cake will be marching through. I will be marching. I'll be throwing candy at children. It's going to be a good time. Yeah.
Awesome. It was so much fun.
Good.
We did it last year, and I got to hold the banner and stuff like that.
Oh, you were holding the banner?
I did get to hold the banner
The whole
last year.
time? Did your arms get tired?
No.
No? All right, cool.
Julie was on the other side, so we just had to do it.
We got a lot of helpers.
Yeah.
Good. Are you going to be there this Sunday?
I will probably be working with BevCam to make sure everything, because we're trying some new things. We're going to be trying to have some remote, somebody at the school as the prepping for it.
Oh, nice.
So we have a lot of cool things to kind of work out and make sure it works. So I'm probably going to be focused on BevCam for that.
That's good. That's your job. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we're all thankful for it.
Yep.
We can all stream and watch the awesome holiday parade and get in the spirit. And we have 1 month until 2026 after that.
Which is 400. I'm like, when we first got on the committee, and I'm like, oh, that's so far off. And now we're here. I'm like, oh my gosh, we can't believe it. Who knew? Time flies. We're here. We've been working so hard on planning events. I hope everybody comes out and gets a chance to participate somehow.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's great to know that even if you can't come out to certain events, there's so many events, if you can't get to all of them, you can at least catch them on BevCam and see them all then. So that's
and
great.
Don't forget the website, Beverly400, .org. It's a place to go to find out what the events are, find out how you can volunteer, how even just contribute some money if you want to.
Yes, Yes, thank you. Thank you for doing my job, Rob. I was going to do that.
It's probably
You're
in
the
the
best.
script for later.
Yeah, I know. Today's script was really not prepared, so thank you. And thank you, Rob, for letting me hijack your day. And, I don't think you really had a choice. I would have just sat here and just glared at you from across the room until you got on my podcast. So thank you.
You're
I
absolutely
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Absolutely.
And we will be here next month. Our last episode before 2026 officially is here. So I don't know what we'll be talking about. It'll be December. I will be in a holiday haze, so it'll be just as chaotic as this, if not more. And then we'll get into 2026 and we'll start talking about all the events we have coming up. So yay! Tune in then, and thanks for listening. Bye.